2022 had one game that just made me so happy to be a Nintendo fan again. It gave me the chills, it gave me instant nostalgia for this game already. This was one of the best games of the entire year and my personal #1 game for Nintendo this year. Yeah, that's right, baby, I'm talking about Switch Sports. No, but seriously, Kirby ate this year. Kirby in the Forgotten Land is one game that I will never forget. I have been literally on my hands and knees begging HAL Labs to finally make a 3D Kirby because the potential was limitless. And finally, after so long, they did it, and they did it in such a grand way. There's one thing that Nintendo knows how to make is 3D adventure and platformer games, and HAL Labs stepped up to the plate and did something incredible. You take a game like Mario Odyssey, which is one of the best 3D platformers that the Switch has to offer with vast worlds and huge areas to explore, how in the world is Kirby gonna go against something like this? Well, Kirby actually took the Mario 3D world route and had a 3D space to explore and collect things, but at the same time it was very linear. You start at the beginning of the level and you had to make your way to the end with a very designated path, with little exploration. So I'm here to tell you that Kirby in the Forgotten Land was just like 3D World, but better. Yeah, I said it. No one show Switch stopped this video. Your goal was simple, collect Waddle Dees, make your way to the end, and then boom, it's over. But it was about the world, just how much the world meant to this game. It was so unique. It was a world in ruin and something happened to it. There was tons of skyscrapers and buildings of past civilizations that we had to uncover the secret behind. And not just that, there were secrets and details littered everywhere. Secret exits, secret locations. There was even a separate language with an alphabet translated to the English language so we could determine what everything said, and it all had lore tied into it. I made like 7 videos this year talking about just how many details were in this game. There's places where the wind literally blows the theme song to the game. There's even a moment where you have to follow one of the enemies and not attack it at all until it reaches all the way to the end of the mall and goes through a separate hole for a blue coin. What does the blue coin do? Really nothing besides give you coins, but it's not about the reward, it's about just the fact that HAL Labs put this in this game. For crying out loud, you can even jump into the bathroom for a second and hear toilets flush. Like, that doesn't even need to be included whatsoever, but it's there. And that's not even mentioning all the collectible Waddle Dees and extra capsules and stuff to collect through each level because they are hidden so well. There's secret spots that even to this day I can't believe that they put into this game. Like running through the rubble and getting behind the building to find a secret way to get to the top into a separate set of rooms and also battle a harder version of all the bosses in this stage? What? This game wasn't just a colorful playground to play on with Kirby, but it was more of a colorful experience unlike no other. It wasn't just a way to jump on a couple of blocks and finish the level and get some collectibles along the way. It was about exploring the world that you were in and finding secrets that helped to build the story together. And by adding this, HAL Labs made me want to explore every little nook and cranny and square inch of this game to find what secrets could be waiting for me. If there's something that you wish or think you could do in this game, odds are you probably can if you play around a little while longer. I mean, like, look at this giant mansion in the back. Guess what? You can actually go to it and find a secret portion of the level before finishing the level. And I didn't even begin to talk about the combat. There may not be a lot of copy abilities in this game, and I didn't expect there to be for the very first 3D Kirby game. I thought they were just gonna stick with the basics. But the fact that there's different evolutions of every single copy ability, that's freaking nuts. And sometimes it's not even like, well, you probably always want to use the better copy abilities, so at the end you're only going to use the most powerful up ones. There's some that actually play completely different, like Ranger. There's one that has 2 guns that shoots a lot different compared to the Space Ranger, where, you know, you're just kind of shooting with this sci-fi laser pistol that actually can shoot a giant wormhole after you charge it. There's so many different options and different customizations that you can do to Kirby. It's just seriously crazy. You can even learn these copy abilities even more in bonus challenge rooms where it will put you to the test to compete and beat the time while also taking out enemies. But still, HAL Labs doesn't stop there. They have a extra bonus time to beat if you really want to try to fly through levels, and sometimes this bonus time is extremely difficult. And we haven't even talked about Kirby sucking things. Kirby sucks on everything. Cones, pipes, cars, boats, rings, anything you could think of, Kirby's putting in his mouth. It's like a 2-year-old kid that just figured out what the world is. Once again, this is something that they didn't need to do. We just wanted to see Kirby in a 3D space with copy abilities that we've already seen. Not only did they give us new copy abilities, they also gave us copy ability upgrades, and also the fact that Kirby could now capture objects and turn into them as well with mouthful mode. This was just an additional part of this game, and it just shows how much love HAL Labs has for the series. I'm going to talk about the end now, so if you're still playing the game for some reason, you might want to skip this part, but the ending to this game was even as extraordinary as you could think of for Kirby games. Kirby games are known for having amazing climactic endings, and this one definitely does not disappoint. You find the leader of the Beast Pack, the lion himself, Leon Gar, you fight him, you find something's wrong with him, and of course, he's not the main villain. That will be this guy, Fecto Elphalis, an alien that came from space and wiped out civilization to the point where they actually had to use a wormhole in order to leave this place. You fight him a couple times, he reveals his true form on the top of the roof on the skyline of the city, and you get to battle him in a climactic way. And of course, you get to run him over as Semi-Kirby. But even after that, there's a post-game where it takes you back through different versions of the levels you've already completed, having you collect things throughout those levels as well, and it actually ties into the main story. It's not just like an alternate universe extra thing that Kirby does. This is actually canon to the story. They even tie in characters from the past games such as Morpho Knight, which continues the lore and now makes Morpho Knight technically canon. I love it. And I could seriously sit here and talk about the music to you all day long, but I'm just gonna play you some of the best songs. Just take a listen. I mean, seriously, I could listen to this soundtrack all day, and trust me, I had to cut this song list even shorter than what I had it originally. There's just too much goodness in this game. But Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a beautiful game, with beautiful characters, worlds, enemies, environments, and secrets all over the place. It is a game that has already filled me with nostalgia, and I just cannot wait to jump back and play another playthrough of this game because it's just that fun. 2022 didn't have that many big hitters for us as Nintendo fans this year. Tears of the Kingdom obviously got delayed into next year, and we didn't see anything from the plumber in any 3D Mario capacity. So Kirby had to step up to the plate, and it shows you just right there that Mario isn't the only Nintendo character that can handle a 3D platformer, because now there is a new mascot into that game genre, and that's Kirby. HAL Labs delivered on all fronts and gave us a beautiful game, and one that I will never forget. Kirby and the Forgotten Land made this year so special to me. As a longtime Kirby fan, it finally showed people how big Kirby can be. HAL Labs showed us how they could take a 2D platforming mascot and flip him on his head and turn him into a 3D platformer, and one that rivals even the best of 3D Mario. And that is why Kirby and the Forgotten Land is my game of the year.